Hello everyone, welcome back to This Day in Weather. If you're just joining this channel, this is where you can learn about weather events that occurred in the United States on the date the video was posted in years past. Today is September 25th. On this day in 1930, parts of the Midwestern United States were affected by a tornado outbreak. A pair of F2 tornadoes unroofed all 7 homes in Summitville, which is near Keokuk, Iowa, and 2 people were killed when a home and a barn were destroyed. 2 more people were killed when an F3 tornado leveled homes near Metz and Rich Hill, Missouri. On this day in 1973, a tornado outbreak brought strong tornadoes to Kansas and Nebraska. An F3 tornado destroyed homes and a trailer park in Salina, Kansas, and then went to Niles, Kansas, where it destroyed several more homes and killed 1 person. Another F3 tornado damaged 250 homes, killed 2 people, and injured 28 in Clay Center, Kansas. A tornado family hit Lynn and Hanover, Kansas, and ended in Nebraska. These tornadoes were mostly F4, but there was near F5 damage near Blue Springs, Nebraska. On this day in 1998, Hurricane George made the first of 2 landfalls in the United States when it struck Key West, Florida, with 105-mile-per-hour winds, a Category 2 hurricane. It had already made landfalls in at least 5 other countries: Antigua and Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and Cuba. It first formed on September 15th and reached peak winds at 155 miles per hour, a high-end Category 4 hurricane on the 19th, but did weaken to a Category 3 hurricane when it made landfall directly on Antigua and then St. Kitts on the 21st. It then weakened to a Category 2 over the Caribbean, but re-strengthened back to a 115-mile-per-hour Category 3 and made landfall near Fajardo, Puerto Rico. George then got slightly stronger to 120 miles per hour and hit eastern Dominican Republic, then made landfall 30 miles east of Guantanamo Bay, Cuba on the 23rd. After the Key West landfall on the 25th, it wasn't finished yet. It went back to the waters and made a 7th and final landfall near Biloxi, Mississippi on the 28th, and within 24 hours, it weakened to a tropical depression, then finally dissipated on October 1st near the Florida-Georgia border. Hundreds of thousands were left homeless due to catastrophic flooding, torrential rainfall, and high storm surge. Flooding was exacerbated heavily by coastal defenses being broken from high waves. Crops were heavily damaged, and thousands of houses were destroyed due to mudslides. 615 people were killed from George, and damage was 9.37 billion 1998 United States dollars, which in 2024 United States dollars would equate to almost $18.1 billion. The name George was retired following the 1998 season and was replaced with Gaston starting with the 2004 season. On this day in 2004, Hurricane Jeanne made landfall on Hutchinson Island in Florida just minutes before midnight into the 26th as a 120-mile-per-hour Category 3 hurricane. This was the same place that Hurricane Francis had struck 3 weeks prior. Jeanne had already done its share of damage in other parts of the world after forming on September 13th. It made its first landfall near Yabucoa, Puerto Rico as a tropical storm. After leaving Puerto Rico, Jeanne became a hurricane on the 16th near the eastern tip of the Dominican Republic on the island of Hispaniola, but then weakened back to a tropical storm as it moved across the mountainous island. Jeanne then moved offshore the Dominican Republic in the afternoon of the 17th and had weakened to a tropical depression. Despite not directly striking Haiti, Jeanne was big enough to cause flooding and mudslides, especially in the northwestern part of the country, and even cause over 3,000 deaths in the country. The system then re-strengthened and became a hurricane on the 20th and meandered for several days before beginning a steady westward motion toward the Bahamas and Florida. After the Florida landfall, Jeanne's track continued to fall within 20 miles of that of Francis until it reached Pasco County, Florida. Jeanne then swung rapidly to the north, and the center remained overland all the way to the Georgia state line. Jeanne then became extratropical over Virginia on the 28th, then dissipated the next day. Millions of people in Florida were without electricity, some for the third time in a month. Flash flooding was caused from Gene, with isolated 6 inches of rain as far north as New Jersey and Pennsylvania. There were also tornadoes in Wilmington, Delaware, and Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Gene caused a total of 3,037 fatalities and $7.94 billion 2004 United States dollars in damage, which would equate to over $13.2 billion in 2024 United States dollars. The name Gene was retired following the 2004 season and replaced with Julia starting with the 2010 season. That will close up this edition of This Day in Weather, but be sure to stay tuned in because whenever there's a new video, you will learn about weather events that occurred in the United States on the date the video was posted in years past. Please hit the thumbs up button to like this video. Please hit the subscribe button to be sure to never miss a new video. And if you're just joining this channel, please check out all the other videos that have been posted on this channel.